Hello and welcome to the Legislative Report. I'm John Banville. Our guest this week is Senator Joe Robach. Senator Robach, thank you very much for being here.
Great to be here, John, and have this opportunity to talk a little bit about what's going on and what we're working on.
In the past, we discussed that as part of this year's historic session, you closed a $10 billion budget deficit without increasing a single tax, which helped level the playing field for thousands of New York businesses. However, I'd like to do a follow-up on what you're doing to create jobs, how an update for our viewers at home, how the regional economic councils are coming along with their suggestions, and kind of where the Rochester area is in the process of job growth.
Sure, all very good, important things you brought up. You know, I've said time and time again, you know, part of really what's made New York and I think America great is, you know, a healthy middle class, as healthy as could be, and that starts with a job to support yourself, you and your family, and so we're always looking at that. You know, there's been some good things in an odd way for Rochester. While unemployment in the nation is roughly 10 or 11%, in New York overall it's been 9.5%. In the Rochester area it's been 7%, but certainly even that's too high. So when I'm out in the community, I hear time and time again people are concerned about, if not their jobs for their children who want to stay in the area, and it is critically important that we're responsive to that. It really is true. It's not cliche. It's not campaign slogan. Taxes and jobs are really, really important and impact everybody, no matter what your opinion is on anything else. So I was very glad and happy that we could join with Governor Cuomo this year to close that budget gap without raising taxes, because the business community in general and people from unshackle upstate, everybody that was watching said, we cannot continue to tax and spend, push this down. And for those people that watched government, you know there was a suggestion to put a fee on every stock transaction. That's everyone who has, not only businesses, but everybody who has their retirement in those funds. There was an attempt to put a tax on sugar, salt, other business taxes that I think we won the day by rejecting those, because again, we want to have really the groundwork as firm and as fertile as possible for jobs and to send a message. That's what people are asking for. People, working families, people on a fixed income, and people in the workplace. So that did get done. That, coupled with property tax cap, I think good things. But much, much more work to be done if we're going to get, you know, our 9% unemployment in the state down. And I'd like to see Rochester's, you know, even lower, obviously. And you know, while we have these good indicators of less, and you know, we've been voted a great place to live, very affordable homes, there's much work that needs to be done. From that, you know, we created, and I was happy to be at the forefront of that with both the Upstate Caucus and our Republican Senate Caucus, a program, Upstate Now, a 10-point plan, some of which did get incorporated, but some that didn't, you know, to try and help the economy. You know, one of the things, Kodak has been struggling. We talk about investment tax credits, and recently we had Bill Clinton in town for the U of R Meliora weekend as a speaker, and one thing certainly we agree on, having a tax credit can be substantial for anything in I&R or research or those high-tech jobs. That is one of our plans. That's one that President Clinton shared, thinks they should do at the federal level, but I think we should reinforce that at the state level. That's part of our Upstate Now plan. I think one of the things, one of our local TV channels ran a story recently on energy costs, but also on the taxes to businesses and individuals. I think above and beyond any surcharge on energy, we should try and get rid of that. That makes us very uncompetitive. And I like the idea of one-stop shopping a virtual toolbox for people who are starting up a business to be able to go and get that information. We know that the vast majority of jobs, 80% of the job growth is going to come from businesses under 100, and a substantial amount of that will be businesses under 50, a lot of individual entrepreneurship, business being done a little bit differently. And so I think we have to work to do that. And then lastly, I would say that there's also, and I think the governor's doing this, but we all have to do that. We don't want anybody to not do their job, but we need, auditors and departments who really look at trying to help a business succeed, not look at it in as a punitive way. The federal government went through this with the Internal Revenue Service, how they were kind of going with that posture of guilty till proven innocent. I think that needs to get turned around. And so I hope that'll happen. I spend a lot of time trying to help businesses get through regulators, get a business started up. Even the liquor authority, it almost takes 8 months to get a liquor license. If you've never done anything wrong, you're investing money, you're buying a building, I say give the people their license temporarily if they don't do anything wrong, make it permanently, but assume they're going to hire people, they're doing something good, let's give them the benefit of the doubt and move on. So those are just some of the things that we're trying to do, working in conjunction in a bipartisan way with the governor to really do all we can to jumpstart the economy, because that if the economy gets better, a lot of the other problems that we have will certainly subside and get better as well.
I wanted to ask you, 10 regional economic councils were created as part of last year's state budget to help the 10 regions of the state come together with proposals to compete for economic development dollars. The idea being that the companies and the local officials have input into the programs that you're creating. Rather than creating a program and making a business fit that, you're making the government help fit what they need. I would like to know, in your opinion, is this economic regional council idea working? And for some of our viewers at home who may not know what the economic councils are, if you can just briefly explain those.
Yeah, this year, in the past, we had things, Empire Zones, a number of different plans, Empire State Development, which we still have. And when money was flowing, we were doing business a little bit differently, where we could entice people if they would sign on the dotted line that they were going to create so many jobs at such a price, competing with other states, Carolina, Texas, other ones. We would even match their offer, and we were in this game of trying to retain jobs, especially in manufacturing or high tech. As money has subsided really all across the country, it's been done a little bit differently. As an extension of that, the governor this year took a limited pool of money, not spending billions of dollars anymore, but I think 134 million in capital, collectively about $400 million in other resources to be spread around across the state, and put these councils up around with a lot of different business leaders in our community. The head of that is Dan Wegman from Wegmans Food Markets, doing business all across the East Coast now, but headquartered here in Rochester. Joel Seligman, who is the president of the U of R, which also includes Strong Memorial Hospital and the University of Rochester Medical Center, to head that up, and a lot of other community leaders and people in different walks of life, to not only talk about how we're going to spend money, but try to create what the greatest needs are in our region, and then also even talk about policies, some of the ones we had talked about before, maybe implementing those, as well as other things. And clearly, every region, may have a different need. Certainly agriculture, the policies and infrastructures that go around that may be very different to somebody in the southern tier as it is to somebody in Rochester where we have some high tech, a lot of synergy with our colleges and universities, trying to maintain our established companies, Kodak, Xerox, Bausch and Lomb, and the spin-offs, and smaller companies that support some of those efforts. Those policies are going to be very, very different. All that seems to be coming to the forefront. And then there will be what I would say, for lack of a better term, even a more competitive approach on what limited resources are there for capital, because capital certainly does help. Capital investments in Strong and Hickey Freeman and IT&T have helped us grow a tremendous amount of jobs in Rochester. The Rochester Institute of Technology has started the Center for Green Technology and Sustainability. I would like to see that the hub for green jobs and research and an incubator, if you will, for things that may help in that area. They're a good way down, more than halfway down their road of funding. I know they have a request into the state, and perhaps we can get a chunk of that capital money to help them finish, which I think in aggregate job growth, not only good to RIT, which is already a big employer, but could also create some spin-off jobs that would be very, very good for us in that area. So I've attended several of the regional council meetings. They're getting near the end. They've already come to some conclusions, and before I forget, I want to take this. One of the things that we've had, Genesee Brewery, a lot of printers, employers take advantage of in Rochester has been a thing called Power for Jobs. That is changing to a different program called Recharge New York. So if you work at one of those companies, you make sure that your company is reapplying for that. Those applications have to be in by November 30th. That's a program that's worked, that's helped keep costs lower for certain businesses and manufacturers in the Rochester Finger Lakes region in upstate New York. Very, very important to be competitive, that they continue to take advantage of the program with the new change.
It's good information for local businesses, but I'd like to, when it comes to job creation, you don't just talk the talk, you walk the walk. Could you tell our viewers at home about your December 8th job fair, what it entails, and what will be available to them?
Yeah, one of the things that, while a lot of people are looking for jobs, sometimes you'll say, we don't find the right person, or, in the tool and die industry, sometimes they'll say, we'll have openings that on the high tech end, or maybe the higher end of it, we really can't find a skilled person. I, in conjunction with Monroe Community College, President Ann Kress, Rochester Works, the August Group, and Time Warner, we're going to be having a job fair on December 8th from 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. And I know we're a ways out from that, but it'll be at the college. We want to let both people who are looking for employment know this is going on, especially if people who have already been working or are coming out of school with a good work set and skill set, and come out to MCC, meet with the vendors, fill out applications, really try to make the right connection and make this work. Conversely, we want to let any employers out there know who are looking for quality people, this is a good place at no cost for you to come set up your information, whatever your business might be, and hopefully we'll be able to make the right linkage here, be able to help out a business get a quality applicant, but more importantly, get some of those people who are looking for a career change or a new position to be able to find something. And I think that'll be a success and a good exchange of information and opportunity. So hopefully that'll be helpful to the folks at home as well.
And they can go to your website or call your office for more information.
Or MCCs for that matter as well.
Okay. Well, Senator Robach, I want to thank you very much for your time.
Thank you, John.
And we'll see you soon.